Hello and welcome to Love Anything Art. Today I'll show you how I made this beautiful cane into a beautiful little bowl. Hey, welcome to my channel. So glad you're here. These are the colors that I'm going to be using for my project. Now you can use any color that you want in any brand that you want. This is just what I'm using for this project. Whatever you're comfortable with using, I suggest that you use that. This is really just to generate ideas for you. So just kind of showing you the brand and the color. The first one was a sunset color. The second one was a turnip. This is like a sky blue color. And then the last one here is going to be a lilac, spring lilac, I think is what it's called. It's quite pretty for a purple. I love it. But again, use whatever colors make you happy. I'm going to make a Skinner blend. Cut off a little piece of each of these colors. And while I do that, I just want to welcome everybody to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. And if you are new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I do make videos every week. On Tuesday, they come out. So hit that subscribe button and join the fun. I've cut off a section of each of my colors, rolled it into a ball, and then I will roll those into a teardrop shape. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it into the basic teardrop shape, and you will do that with each of your colors. I have my colors here. You can lay them out however you want to lay them out, just kind of planning mentally when you mix the colors up what they'll look like once they start mixing. So I'm just going to kind of randomly put it together. It's not really that important to me, the colors that each of the two make together. It'll look pretty in the end, and so just put them however you want them to be lined up. Give it a nice quick flattening with the palm of your hand before running it through your pasta machine. You can also do this by hand, but I have found that running it through the pasta machine is the easiest way for me. It doesn't hurt my hands as much as rolling it out would. So, but you can do it by hand, rolling it out too. Once you got it to a thickness that will go through your pasta machine, just head on over to that pasta machine. And you'll start making your Skinner blend. It's just very basic. Have it on the thickest setting to start with. Roll it through there to elongate and stretch it out. And then fold it over on itself so that the colors match up with the colors. And the part there at the bottom that is kind of got a little roll or hole in the middle, put that down into the pasta machine. That way it pushes all of that air out through the opening in the top. Basically just keep folding it back and forth, mixing it through there as many times as it takes to get the perfect blend that you want. You can either over blend it or kind of under blend it. It's totally up to you. Once you have it the way you want it to be, you are going to start working on making it longer so that you put it through there and you'll make each section thicker. So just start on the thickest setting on your pasta machine and then go down and down and down, getting thinner and thinner. Okay, I got mine as thin as I wanted it through the pasta machine. You can make yours as thick as you want. Just cut off the messy pieces. And of course it's a scrap clay project, so you need that scrap clay. I have a whole big bin of it. Basically, you'll just kind of want to look through your scrap clay if you have it sectioned out into colors, and then find a color that you find looks best, either complements or kind of stands out, whatever you want it to look like. I'm ultimately going to go with that white color because I think that that is the best color that I have in here. You can chop, you can just squeeze it in your hands and then roll it out. You can do whatever you want. You don't want to overmix it, so whatever you do, just try not to overwork it. I'm just going to take pieces that are flattened and then just roll them together. And you want to roll it out into a pretty thin snake. And then a color that I think looks good with it is this one. It's just a gold color. You can use whatever colors that you want and whatever brand that you want. I have rolled mine out to a pretty thin setting on my pasta machine. Looks like liquid gold. It just looks really pretty. And it's pretty thin, like I said. Take your snake of scrap clay, and you'll want to completely cover it with whatever color you chose. I did the gold. This is mine. It looks really good, I think, against my Skinner Blend colors. Now that you have your Skinner Blend cut down into a long rectangular shape, you'll want to take your snake of clay and then start cutting it to the exact length or width of the Skinner Blend. And you'll do that with your entire snake of clay. All right, so I have mine all laid out. I do need to remove them from my Skinner Blend so I can roll it up and everything. On the end, whatever side you want to start with, make sure you roll it out so it's kind of thin. Since this will be the middle, it'll help you get a better spiral if it's a bit thinner and not so thick in the middle. Or so I have found. And you'll roll that up. And then start placing on your other pieces and rolling them up. And it is a little bit tricky to kind of get it going, but once you do, it's pretty simple. Just put a new one on there and then roll up the clay a little bit. You can also lay it on a flat surface. Start wrapping the snake clay around one side and then roll it down so that it gets covered with the Skinner Blend. See here. Woo! And there you go. And you'll just keep working it until you get all of your pieces on there, or until you have your cane as thick as you want it to be. And again, just like the other side, I would recommend just kind of thinning out the last bit of the cane. And just gently start squeezing it in your hands, getting everything stuck together, working out any of those spaces. And also you can roll it between your hands and on a flat surface. It looks quite pretty already. I'm going to put mine into a square shape. So just gently working and rolling it. Flipping it on each side after I give it a nice roll. You can also use your fingers. After I have mine into a square shape, I planned out the sections and how big I need them to be visually. So I'm just going to cut where I have my markings on the clay. Take those pieces, separate them, lay them out side by side. And I just really like the way this is laid out. I love the colors and it looks really cool, I think. I would recommend putting it on a piece of paper, and this will just help from getting your clay stuck to your work surface. I like to begin by gently pressing my fingers, trying to get everything stuck together. I don't want to distort my shape or flatten it. Just want to start getting the pieces stuck together and work out the spaces and any gaps and any cracks and crevices. Being sure to flip it over back and forth so you get both sides evenly. And then of course giving it a very light burnish. You can also use your roller. It's so pretty. I really like it. It's like a little magic carpet. And I have this glass bowl that's like a tea light kind of a bowl. One side is rough and then the other side is smooth. I'm going to use the inner part that is smooth so I can get a bowl shape. And I can also bake it on this, so that's why I chose this. Use whatever you have in your house. Don't go out and buy anything. Just kind of look around and use your imagination. Pick which side you want to face up. There's always one side that looks better visually to yourself than the other. So just make sure that side faces up. And then I'm just going to begin working it down into my bowl so that it has the bottom shape, so that when I do eventually take it out, it can stand freely and it doesn't flap over on itself. So I just took some time, just being very patient with it, pushing it down in there, being sure to make sure I smooth everything out, any fingerprints I might get in there. Trying to not get any air bubbles down there. Also smoothing out the sides. And then I'm just going to use my finger and kind of make each of the corners come up. I thought it would give it a little something something. And there you go. Nice and smooth and pretty, and I think it's ready to be put in the oven and baked. Alright, I've baked it. You can resin it if you would like, but I think it looks absolutely perfect the way it is, and I'm going to leave it sitting on my polymer clay desk so I can stare at its beautifulness. You can also use it for safety pins. Put all your little safety pins in there, or whatever little knickknacks or gadgets you have, or you can use it for a spot for your jewelry. So you put your rings in there and your bracelet. Put it on your jewelry box, your desk, your nightstand, and voila! Thank you so much for watching. Bye!